welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Today all I'm wearing is basically a lip stain thing right now because I'm going to be doing a full makeup look based on some friends' input for my makeup. And I'm really excited because it's a collab type of thing. I'm not sure if everyone's going to be posting a video or Instagram or both. I'm going to be doing both. I think Stone is doing both, but so it is myself and Stone and Persephone, and I will link their channels and everything that I have for them. Basically, Stone had a birthday and Persephone messaged me and said, hey, should we do some sort of collab type of thing, you know, in honor of Stone's birthday? And I'm like, yeah, that sounds great. So we came up with the idea of we each pick two favorite colors. Well, it didn't have to be favorites, but we were all picking our favorites. Colors to wear for eyeshadow. And so 6 colors total. And then each of us had to come up with some sort of like rule or something that we wanted everyone to be following. So, you know, ideas were like a colorful highlight, or I mean, I guess we could have done like stuff with lips, you know, like a certain lip product. I don't know, just it could be anything just to make it more fun. So Stone came up with blush blindness, basically apply as much blush as possible, just go nuts with it. And I came up with use more shimmers than mattes for the eyeshadow. And then Persephone said a matte inner corner. So that actually is perfect because I've been doing matte inner corners most of the time, although of course I came up with the whole that you have to do more mattes than shimmers, more shimmers than mattes, which I just realized changes some of my plans. I did actually do a little color swatches of what I was thinking of, and I can show the picture, but I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to change it up a little bit from what you see. So, let's just go ahead and see what happens. All right, the other fun thing for me today is I'm just going to go ahead and start putting on my primer. I'm going to use a white base just because it's very colorful and I feel like it helps the color show up better. It'll also help because I had a little bit of stainage from some, it looked blue, and so it might have been the blue, but I think it might have been the green eyeshadow that I wore yesterday, maybe just stained blue, I don't know. So I also have a little bit because I was testing out this new thing I'm about to tell you about on my eye, and it apparently keeps the makeup on really well, so there's that. Basically, I had the thought of I've always wanted to get like Duraline type of thing where you have like sort of like this mixing medium and you can make liners and stuff out of your eyeshadows, and it can also be good to revive products or things like that. But whenever I would look, it was so expensive and I just didn't want to try it for that price. And so I was thinking about it again, and apparently there are other brands that are making something at least very similar. I don't know if it's a dupe because I've never tried Duraline, but it's the same idea. And one of them actually came in a very small type of option, in which I'm like, well, that's perfect because yes, it's not as good a value as the bigger one, but I'm not necessarily going to use it all up. And if I don't like it, if it's not something I'm using a lot, then I don't want to, it would be more of a waste to get, so this is the time when like doing a minier option is better. I'm saying minier just because I'm not sure how much bigger the other one is. This is 10 milliliters or 3,400 US fluid ounces. So we'll see. But I was playing around, and I'm not sure when this video will go up, but I was playing around with, I have a Pan That Rainbow in Order, or Pan the Rainbow in Order, I never remember the name, that I've been doing, and I was on orange. And so the shade I've been working on, I've realized over the course of using it, I'm making a mess, I'm gonna have to clean my hands, well look, you can see on my hand, because it's on my little palette here. It is not really orange, it is red. All this time that I've had this palette, which is years, I've thought of it as an orange, but then, and it looks orange when like I'll swatch it on my arm, but then as soon as I use it on my eyes, it's red. And then when all I did was add that mixing medium, and you can see it is more red. So here I thought there was a dark red, and then a light orange and a darker orange. No, really it was a darker red, a medium orange, although it's kind of, not medium orange, I'm sorry, a lighter orange, and then like this more medium red type of shade. So who knew? But yes, so I've been working on what I thought was orange and it's red, but I'm still gonna just count it as my orange because honestly, it looks orange in the pan. So we'll get into that in that other video though. But yeah, let me go ahead and clean this up and then we're gonna get into my eye look. Okay, so that was a whole thing and a half. Apparently, I don't know if it's the eyeshadow or if it was just with that medium, but it made, like my palette was, I could not get the color off. I have now, but I ended up, I was using the soap I used for my brushes. That kind of got some, and then I used my cleansing balm, then I did some soap, and I used my makeup eraser cloth thing, and that seemed to get then the rest of it, and so now it's all nice and clean. So if I am using it for the look today, then you know, at least everything's clean. But it might also be because I had it sitting on there for maybe like 15 minutes, so maybe that just kind of made it worse, and we'll see if like I clean it off sooner, if that's better. But, okay. So originally I had like a darker purple and that kind of thing. I'm actually gonna start with my lower lash line. I'm gonna use the purple shimmer. I was calling it periwinkle. Like when I was doing my swatches, I was thinking of that as my periwinkle. But to be honest, it kind of came off more purple with a bit of blue, which I think is still fine. I'm gonna mix it with the periwinkle basically. And I did just hit pan on it, so well, there we go. It's funny because I have another project where I'm going to be doing stuff with pans in my palettes, and so, well, here we go. I actually got another pan earlier when I was swatching out a green that I wanted to try. I'm not going to use that one. I just use water. Like, I'm not sure why my eyes are like, I don't know, my eyes are feeling a little sensitive. Okay, and of course my base is creasing some, but that's fine. All right, so this is the shimmery purple. So this is one shimmer, because remember, most of my look has to be shimmer. And then I'm going to use more of a periwinkle matte to kind of blend out here. So I'm going into my Sickly Sweet palette. I'll just show you the shades I'm using. So I was using this from my C'est La Vie palette, and I was going to use the matte above it because to me it does tend to be periwinkle, but I think actually the darker one's a little bit more periwinkle, but it's still kind of a little purpley. So instead, I'm gonna go for Crybaby because I don't know, we're gonna see how periwinkle it is. If it's more blue than periwinkle, I'm gonna mix a little bit of the light purple Dopamine with it. So we'll see. Because sometimes shades look a little bit different on the eye, you know, than like in the pan. So yeah, I feel like this is good. This is definitely a periwinkle on me. So I will stick with this. Oh wait, matte inner corner. I'm gonna make this my inner corner. So I can still stick with, okay, I'm gonna just bring it around. So if you're wondering about, I don't know, should I make you guess? So I'm just gonna tell you the shades right now, and then you can try to guess who picked which shades. Maybe it helps if I say the order. So like I picked first, and then it was Persephone and then Stone. So, you know, like because I think Persephone and I probably have them, we have colors in common, like there's a certain favorite type of thing. And so, you know, like if I had already picked something, then they can't pick it because I already did. So I think that might have, you know, changed our options a bit, if you will. All right, so the colors, obviously we have periwinkle, purple, pink, orange, lime green, and olive green. Those are and it's supposed to be like a darker olive green. So I'm going to tell you in a little bit who picked what, but not just yet. But yeah, I was very excited, and because not only is it exciting that we're doing a collab, but I was also just kind of, you know, it's been fun because Stone then made a little Instagram chat group for us, and so we've just been kind of doing other chat as well, and it's fun to be able to pop on and, you know, have some friendly chatter and just kind of like talk about how we're like feeling and all that. because both of them I have really connected with, like through messaging and stuff too. Like it's not just all in like comments and stuff. It's actually like, you know, behind the scenes, if you will. There's conversations happening. All right, I am really liking this, and I had, like I said, these grand plans, but then when I actually saw the colors together, I'm like, I'm gonna change it up. I'm gonna be doing for shimmers pink, orange, and green. So it's like, what order do I want? Do I want which one closest to here? I feel like if I did green, pink, orange, I think I'm gonna try that. So for my green, as the lime green, I should say, I'm gonna use for my Fairy Tale Fairies, the Sparkles shade right here. And then the olive green, I'm actually gonna use, oh wait, you couldn't see, I'm sorry. Or maybe you could, I don't know. But I'm gonna use this green here for my lime green. And this is gonna be my olive green, just because they are kind of like right there. You know, I'm just gonna use my palette here right now because this mirror is actually okay. All right, so we're gonna, let's do this first. And there is a little bit of orange on the brush still because I had used it to swatch out. Because these shimmers that I have from Simply Posh, they're the older formula, I've been told. And so they get hard pan if I use my fingers in there. So that's why I have to use the brush. It's kind of coming off more gold. I might actually go into, yeah, I am. I'm gonna, I'm like, to make it more of the green, I'm like, I could use this green here. I also have this green, and I feel like maybe that would help keep it more green, because that other shade in the Citrus Punch, sorry, I almost caught it by the other palette, similar name. That green also is shifty, and so but maybe it's like the right, but I feel like it's a little bit goldy as well. That was why I didn't use it then. Yeah, so if this one is already going more gold, let me just mix more of this green. Yeah, I think this will help. I'll just kind of go between them to make it. I'm getting like sparkle all over, but that's okay. Yeah, and I will just use a little bit more of the Fairy Tale Fairies green and kind of go between, and then this way I'm getting more of that lime green type of shade. I probably should have I might do it now. I'm gonna put down something to help with the shine staying on my lids and not, you know, coming down here now. But it's fine, I haven't done my blush yet or anything, so this was part of the reason I was waiting, because sometimes I've been doing my blush first and then it does make it a little harder if I have cleanup. I actually haven't been using my NYX glitter primer as much. I've been using my Fiorine, the Pixie Epoxy, but this time I'm gonna use it just because I feel like it'll help. I'm gonna kind of even put it over a bit where I already had it to help them stay on, and then kind of smooth it out. Yes, okay. All right, and now I'm gonna go into, after I wipe off my brush a bit, I'm going to go into the pink, that's right. So the pink I'm using also from, actually I was kind of mixing on my arm, but for now I'm gonna just use the Flavorful pink right here. And then I did use on my swatch, I had first done the one pink shimmer from the Sickly Sweet palette, but again, it was like with this shift, it wasn't quite pink enough. All right, this is not wanting to get on my lid as well. All right, let me kind of scratch at it a little bit. Sometimes, like I said, like these get like hard pan, and I also kind of wet my brush a little bit just to see. I don't know, why is it not, it looked better before. That's a little frustrating. Maybe it's not liking the NYX primer. Oh, okay. All right, I'm gonna go over it with the Sickly Sweet pink and see if that kind of helps. And then I'm gonna have to go back in with some more green because I'm losing it a bit when I was trying to get the pink to happen. All right. This is just like, this got a little wild. All right, let me try to go back and forth a bit with the, well, no, I'm gonna power through. I'm gonna go on to the orange and then I'll go back to the green. All right, so for the orange, I am using Tropical from this same Citrus Punch palette, which it'll be interesting to see if Stone uses this palette as well, because I know they have it and like it. And I feel like a lot of the shades can be, you know, found in that. Because to be honest, the lime green, I could have used the one light green matte, but then, you know, I'm supposed to be using more shimmer. So that's why I was like, oh, because I was going to use it. And then I'm like, no, wait, I can't. Or I could, but, you know, then it takes away from another matte that I need to use, another color. Okay. So that's better. Now it's almost like, do I want to do more of the green, or is it fine? It's a little messy, so all right. I am actually gonna try to use the green shimmer in the Citrus Punch just to see. It kind of might help a little bit between the pink and green because they both have a gold flip to them. But like I said, I might have to get a little bit, yeah. See, it is showing up a bit more pinky gold. All right, so let me go into the other green from the Fairy Tale Fairies. And I'm just getting shimmer again everywhere. But to be honest, I think Persephone and I are very much into like, let's just have glitter raining down our face or shimmer raining down our face, and that's fine. Stone is a little bit more matte heavy, so sorry, Stone. But I mean, I was trying to pick something that I thought would be not conflicting with like what other people might want to do for ideas, you know, like I thought about doing something for like a highlighter or something, but I'm like, no, I honestly thought Persephone was going to do some sort of, you know, wild highlighter move for us, but they did not. So we are doing this. It is this like very fun rainbow though, kind of vibe. So I'm not mad about that at all. All right, what could I do for the pink? Can I have another pink in the C'est La Vie. Let me kind of do that. Oh, that might be helping. That's pulling a little bit more pink. I just want to make sure that I'm getting the colors that we talked about. All right, so speaking of the colors, now that you've had some time to think about it, all right. So I chose first. I chose pink and purple, and then Persephone was next. So because I'd already chosen purple, then they went with the periwinkle, which is looking a little bit more blue. So I'm going to add a little bit purple to help with that. And, oh, the lime green. Yes. I think, oh, I still need to add my olive green. Okay. And because then Stone was the olive green and of course orange. Like it was obvious that Stone was going to pick orange. How could they not? All right. Let me, like I said, make that instead of blue, because it's now turned more blue, I'm going to make it a little bit more periwinkle, leaning more into the purple. Because I did ask Persephone, I was like, you know, what do you think of when you say periwinkle? Because sometimes people are thinking a little bit more blue, or, you know, it's like which, you know, and so they said, did they say blue leaning into purple, or purple, but more purple than blue? And so I'm like, okay, I can do that. Always about the purple. But I have been more okay with blue and stuff too, but okay. The olive green. All right. I'm gonna attempt to use the mixing medium for this and make like a liner. So let's see how it goes. You're about to get some unflattering viewing angles of me because of the reflection here, so sorry about that. Actually, let me do it this way. And I wish these were labeled, but they don't do that. So I am moving stuff out of the way. So all I did was I scraped some, and I don't necessarily want a ton, but more than that. Try to think how much, because the liquid kind of came out a lot, and so I kind of want, you know, but all right, let's see how that works. And maybe I can try to make it like less. Like, can I just, whatever's on there kind of, no, oh, yes, if I wait, there we go. That way, because if I press the button, it drops it down, but I felt like it was like too much. All right, so I'm gonna mix it. And this is my very clean palette right now since I did all that work to clean it. All right. I think it's good because then it's not so liquidy that it won't take as long to dry. And then I also got myself a new brush because my favorite brush is this one. And it's so funny because I was like, oh, this new one is so short, but they're actually the same. And I want it to be thin like the other one, and I think it could be. So I'm gonna try it out today and see what I think. And just because I can't get this one anymore, and so, you know, it's like the hairs are starting to like splay out a bit, and I would like to be able to have another one. And like sometimes, like let's say I've been using one for like black eyeshadow as a liner and I want to do something more colorful, then this way I have, you know, like another one without trying to like clean this one up so much that it won't get the dark stuff in a lighter shade. But yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and we're gonna turn this camera back around. All right, so I'm dipping into my palette like a true painter right now. All right, and we're gonna, oh yeah, this is great. Both the brush and how it's going on, because it's going on a little darker. I mean, I guess we'll see how it dries, but it's going on so smoothly. And then I'm not getting, because like if I get really close to my lash line, then I'm likely to get eyeshadow like all in my eye. And so sometimes I kind of go a little too high, like I can't get as close because of that, but this is allowing me to get there without the powder going all over. Oh, I like that. All right. And the brush is really soft. I mean, maybe some of it's also that it's, you know, the medium is making it that way too, but this, like if this was how, I mean, I'm not saying I want to do this all the time with the medium, but you know, like I said, I'm going to see how hard it is to clean this up, because I'm going to try to clean it up like right after I'm done with it and see if that was the issue before. Or again, it might have been the eyeshadow is just like more of a pigment that I was using. That's what it is. That one is like all pressed pigments in that palette. So. Okay. Now I do want to do some like more blending, and I still have to do blush, but there's like sparkle everywhere. So something I have been doing to help, although my hands are also sparkly, which is part of the if I use some eye cream there, it seems to kind of help. And this is also why it's nice to not have my blush on yet, because then, you know, I'm not disturbing anything. Yeah, this kind of just seems to disperse the glitter a bit when I do it. And I'm also going to use the makeup eraser some. But I feel like it also helps that my eyes don't feel bothered when I'm like wiping a lot or something if I had that cream there. So, and it doesn't take much. Okay, so now I want to do, I'm also kind of wondering, do I want to do like, what if I use the purple as a line on the top? Or with the green, like with, I still have some green. I'm like, do I want to like, that's too dark. I don't want that. All right, I'm cleaning off my brush. And I'm going to go in with the purple shimmer. And since it's shimmer, like it kind of, you know, it doesn't really require me to do much. Let's see, I mean, I guess I could use the medium with it, but I don't think I need to. Oops, I got more. I shouldn't have cleaned up my eyes yet. I didn't know I was gonna do this. I might add a little bit of the green though. Let's say. just to add a little bit more definition. Yeah, I think, okay, yes, I like this. One, it's using up the little bit left that I have of the green, so it doesn't feel wasted. And it's not as dark, because I don't want that. And it's almost mixing a bit with the shimmer, so it's kind of just something, just to be a little fun. Okay. Now I gotta do it on the other eye. Okay, so I did wipe off my lip stain, so we got, you know, what is left here. I'm going in with a little bit of concealer just to make sure that things look, because whenever I do like cool tone under here, sometimes I feel like it can kind of bring out the, you know, darkness that I already have there anyway, and not in like a good way. And sometimes the eyeshadow runs or whatever, so there's also that. And so I'm just trying to do that. Did I do, oh, I did add a little bit more purple to the wing that's up top there, so it might look a little bit different, but that was it. I'm trying to decide if I want to do something up on the brow. I think I do, actually. And I've been really, let's see. I'm not sure if any of these colors work though. I don't think these will work. So let me instead, all right, I'm gonna go in with, do I want the pink, the purple? I think the purple. And let me use this brush. It should be purple, right? Actually no, it's almost coming off a little blue, and I don't want that because we're trying to go with the color choices. All right, then I'm gonna go with the pink just to make sure that, you know, I'm following my own rules here. Okay. And then the pink, if anything, shifts purple, so that's fine. I feel like the one I just said was blues. It does sometimes look more purple on me, but, you know, not always. All right, this kind of is, I feel like it softened it a bit for me, which I'm fine with. So there's just that's a whole lot going on. So I'm probably gonna do more neutral down here, although we've got to go in with the blush. So, okay. I'm gonna be using my Franken blush just because I feel like the color for it allows me to go in with a bit more without it being too much. By the way, it was very easy to clean off my palette. I just used my wet makeup eraser and it mostly came off. Actually, I'm still seeing a little bit, so maybe I need to go in a little bit more with it. So it could be then the longer it sits on there that might make it a little bit more challenging. But all right, we're gonna, oh, I had a little bit of fallout. From what though? Got on, like, I wasn't even touching the dark, I don't know. Weird, okay. So I'm just bringing the blush up, okay? And doing like, because I often leave a little gap, but I'm just going to bring it up and make it just very blushy. All right, Stone, so we're getting that blush blindness thing happening because I feel like it actually kind of helps, like if you're comparing, this looks more normal than this because it's more like, you know, wild. All right. I feel like, because I know it may not look like a ton to you on the camera, but in person, because I'm using my bright bathroom lights, it will be then a lot more wild when I'm just out in the daylight. So there is that. Oh no, it kind of clung a bit because the concealer. Oh no. And it's not that it's that then I can't get this part as even if that's, all right, I gotta like blend it. I want like an even, like it's patchy right now here. Why? Why are we gonna do that? I have decided I'm not gonna allow myself to Franken more blush though, like this is almost done, until I hit pan in my last remaining blush that does not have pan. So that's going to be my goal. I think it is reasonable because I've had that blush now for maybe a couple years. So, you know, I've been working so hard on these older ones, but that one also needs to get used. Okay, we are definitely heavy blush. All right, now I'm going to do powder. I'm going to do my brows and decide on my lips. So, be back in a minute. Okay, I am back. I did end up adding mascara. I also played around a bit with the colors that are on that line. Like I ended up adding some, I'll show you. Some of Flannel, this purple, and then also this kind of purpley pink shade called Glaze from Cleona. And so, Flannel is from Sydney Grace. I don't know, I was just trying to see like what I wanted. So first, like I wanted it darker, which is why I did the Flannel shade, but then I did kind of want to soften it a bit. So I went in with the other shade on top. And so I feel like right now I'm happy with how it looks. Yeah, I almost, oh, and I got, okay, I'm having a little fallout issue again. I almost want to like copy it over the green, but I don't want to change the green. So it is interesting though, like it's dark, but it does have that bit of green. So Stone, hopefully you're okay with what I did, because I did use, like I didn't know it was going to turn this dark when I added the medium, but it did go on really nicely and easily, and so I like that. And yeah, and then I feel like this still keeps turning a little bit blue, but I don't want to just keep layering up more and more eyeshadow because it's just going to look really cakey. So, you know, that's what we've got for now. All I did for my lip was add some lip liner. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I just kind of left the stain. I feel like maybe I liked it when it was just the stain. That was fine. But, you know, it's okay. I'm going to be eating and then having to change the lip regardless. So this was really fun to make. I always like a chance to collab with friends. I also like a chance to be a little bit more fun and creative. So, you know, all the above. Oh, also, sorry, I did go in with a bit more blush. My other blush, actually, this one right here, just because it was patchy. It's still like, I feel like there's like a stripe here where there isn't, it's not staying. For whatever reason, my skin is just not wanting to have blush right there, or not much. So, you know, I was just trying to do this on top to even it out a bit. But yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed watching this. Thank you so much for doing so. If you haven't already, please go check out Stone and Persephone. Like I said, I will have all of their information in the description box. And until my next video, I hope that you will be doing well, and I'll see you then. And happy birthday again, Stone. Bye.